doing grapes, we are a monoculture. We don't rotate the crops. We do organic maintenance, a lot of organic maintenance, a lot of organic practices, and we've got a pretty healthy ecosystem at our winery. We don't mow, we'll mow some things for cosmetics so people don't think it's just abandoned, but we're trying to act as though it's not ours, that the land is its own, and we're, there are some pretty scary conventional things that, are really very deadly, and, you have to wear, a fucking hazmat suit basically to wear it, to work with it. There are things that you can put in just doing it mindfully. And this is the least disruptive. This does the least amount of damage for what we need it for. So that's what we focus on. Yeah.
Sustainability means a few things. The idea of sustainability to us is putting back as much as you take out. So your soil is always rich. We don't use any kind of chemical fertilizers. We turn in green grasses. That's known as green manure. So the soil content stays vital. We get good produce from that. Sustainability is also about recycling and reusing, like our egg cartons, for example. They can be used 11 or 12 times before they get composted down and go into the compost heap to go back into the earth, generates large worms, a good soil which goes back out into the field again. We don't cut any trees that show up on the farm. If anything comes in naturally, and there's been 700 so far, we just farm around them and leave them, because that's its own little permaculture right there. Plus it attracts beneficial birds, bees, bugs, so it's a benefit to have those things there. We don't irrigate. We let Mother Nature do the watering. I don't think you should use any more water than you're allowed to use. I do have barrels and drums set up under eaves trough where we get short on water, but other than that, we let Mother Nature do as much as it possibly can for us. I don't think you should take more water than what you can get.
Yeah, sure. So we field grow our flowers, and anything that isn't up in our fields yet, we source locally from local greenhouses in the area. And we just, as our flowers come in season, we're cutting and providing different flowers every week for our customers. They're cut fresh, prepped every day for our markets, so they last as long as possible. And by mid-July, we should have our U-pick up and running. People can come out and pick their own flowers.
We do a whole bunch of things, and mostly growing mushrooms and growing tree crops. So trees that are either producing really delicious nuts or fruits. And it's all connected to sustainability. Somehow the mushrooms and the tree growing, it works really well together.
It's interesting. Yeah.
The byproduct of the mushrooms, so like all the spent bags and all the bottoms of the mushrooms, those are really good for the soil, and so you can build the soil while using what would be a waste product. And then otherwise it's so good to be growing trees. It's such I think of it as a really vital part of what sustainability is, and especially when those trees are feeding us, but also feeding the birds and the soil and and beyond.
Sustainability is really important to us. For me, my philosophy is from one seed an entire orchard can grow. So I shall be the healthiest seed I can be. So for me, it really starts with trying to have a healthy relationship with the planet. That if I'm going to make a difference in the world, it starts with myself and having a sustainable relationship with the earth. And then I like to use the farm as a place to help others build those skills too, whether it's growing food or learning to have healthy relationships. So for me, it starts with having a healthy relationship with the earth and with myself, and then providing opportunities for others to do the same. If we can provide food grown sustainably to people, then they're part of the solution as well.